Hello everybody, this is Elisha Hall coming to you right now for your midweek motivation. This is episode 11. Let's do it. That's what I'm talking about, 11 weeks of motivating the internet. So this is a great time right now. We're actually going to be talking about knowing your circle. See, and here's the thing. When we talked about this is the year of the grind, how we talked about creating an amazing life, how we talked about making this year of 2016 the greatest year of your life, you have to understand the power of relationships, how you influence those around you and how those around you influence you. So that's what we're talking about today, midweek motivation, knowing your circle. All right, everybody, Elisha Hall coming to you right now, midweek motivation. So here we go. Know your circle. Influence. How are you being influenced and how are you influencing other people? So there was a study done at the University of Chicago where they took 3 groups of mice. And before I share this story, I want to say real quick, I didn't do the study. I just read about it. So if you guys, are big fans of PETA and not harming animals, don't take this out on me, okay? So what they did was they took 3 groups of mice, and the first group of mice they put in this water, and they timed how long it would take for the mice to drown, okay? So that was the first group of mice. The second group, what they did was they also put that group in water, but before the time passed where the first group of mice drowned, they saved the second group of mice. They took them out of the water. Now the third group, what they did was they took the second group and the third group and they put them in the water together. Now what happened was, it was actually, the results were crazy because it was different than what they expected. The second group and the third group ended up swimming much longer than expected and much longer than the first group of mice. And here's what happened. They concluded that the second group of mice swam longer because they had been saved. So they had hope. They had hope that they would be saved again. They had hope that something would happen, that they would live. Now they concluded that the third group of mice actually swam longer because they were influenced by the second group of mice. They're saying to themselves in whatever mice language mice speak, right, squeaky language, that if they're still going, they're not giving up, they're going to keep pushing and swimming. Maybe they know something we don't know. And so the third group of mice swam longer as well. And so they were really excited about those results because of the power of influence. So in your relationships, are your relationships of people that are in your life, you have to really understand and dissect each one to decide if they're nourishing relationships or if they're toxic relationships, right? Think about nourishment, right? You eat certain foods, you take certain vitamins to make sure that that's going to give you what you need to grow, to think better, to be more aware of what's going on, right? Because it affects your body. Versus toxicity, things that are like poisoning the body, things that are harmful to the body. I'm not even sure if I use toxicity the right way, but the idea is, are the relationships nourishing or are they toxic to you? Because here's the thing, and then you can flip it and say, how are you to other people? Are you nourishing or are you toxic to the lives of other people that you're around? The best way to answer that question for you is to ask this. When people leave your space, when they leave your presence, are they in a better state or a worse off state than when you saw them, met with them, or talked to them over the phone? So ask yourself that question. If when you are in other people's space, are you nourishing them? Are you helping them grow and lifting them up? Or are you more toxic to them? See, it's okay to be able to have a conversation every now and then where you have to vent, where something went wrong and you want to share that with your best friend. But to have that consistently be your conversation, that's going to do nothing but them see you as that negative Nelly, right? That one person, that's that spiritual vampire, where every time you talk to them, it's like you're draining the energy out of them. And we don't want that. So, in knowing your circle, how are you influencing others and how are others influencing you? And this goes with family and friends. Because see, a lot of times relationships are relationships of convenience. Now here's the idea of what relationships of convenience are, right? So a lot of people that we've met and we know and that we're close to, either because we went to school with them. Let's say high school, elementary school, we grew up together. So since we grew up together, we went to the same school together, then it's a proximity relationship. Now we know each other because of that. Same thing with if I had a work buddy. Maybe we don't work together anymore, but we work together and we hit it off 2, 3, 4 jobs ago, or even currently we work together. Now we're friends. So here's the idea. I used to have people around me all the time that would different levels of nourishment and different levels of toxicity. I had people say, Elisha, we went to school together. I've known you forever. We used to talk bad about people. We used to do this. So what makes you think that you can go and motivate people? What makes you think that you can be a motivational speaker, that you can go into schools and talk to people and talk to professionals that have degrees that you don't even have? What makes you think you can do any of these things? And see, I didn't need these negative conversations from my friends. I had a hard enough time controlling the conversations I have in my own head. Looking to be more positive for myself. I didn't need that from people outside of my own body, having these conversations with me. So I had to say, what? I'm not gonna certain people I didn't completely separate out of my life, but I did distance myself. I don't talk to them as often. I don't connect with them as often. I'm not a big fan of having a ton of people around me. Just a handful of people that want to create something phenomenal for themselves. So that's the idea. Know your circle. Know what's going on with the relationships around you. Know if they're having these conversations that are lifting you up, that are motivating you. And here's the other thing. I want you to think about this. Let's say you have a group of 5 people. You have a group of friends. Let's not put a number on it. Let's say you have a group of friends and you're all jogging around the block. Now, what I know about that group, no matter how fast you jog, I know somebody is setting the pace, whether it's you or somebody else in the group. Now, what happens is, if someone's setting that pace and they're going slower than you normally go, then that's actually not helping you to move faster. That's not helping you to grow. It's not helping you to get better. You're actually jogging slower than you normally would. Now, let's say someone's setting the pace that's actually faster than you normally would run. So that's actually pushing you to go further. That's pushing you to work harder. That's a strong relationship. That's a strong way of being influenced. That's the same way in life. That's the same way in jogging. That's the same way in everything that you do. You are being influenced by other people to either move slower, move faster, to quit, or to keep going and excel. See, what's gonna happen is you are either gonna be like that second group of mice where you're inspiring other people, like that third group, you're inspiring them to keep going because you know there's hope. You have belief, you have vision, so you know it's possible. So you're inspiring those other people. You're inspiring that third group of mice. Or you might be in a situation where you are that third group of mice and you're being inspired by the second group. You're being inspired and motivated. You know that you can do it because they've done it. You know that you can be saved because they've been saved. And so the beautiful thing is, no matter where you are, you have the ability to create something amazing and show others that it can be done too. You also have the ability to be influenced by other people to create life, to make life happen for you. Because in all these things that we talk about, it's about creating the most amazing life possible. And you want to share that. You don't want to do it alone. I've never heard of a successful hermit. You want to be able to create an amazing life, but then also with the people that you're close to, like-minded people that are on equal vibration. Because if you're not on the same wavelength with someone, you're going to rub them the wrong way, or they're going to rub you the wrong way. So in knowing your circle, knowing how you're influencing other people, and knowing how you're being influenced is powerful, especially when you think about how much we are so much stronger together as a fist versus separately as fingers. And so it's really about being able to just have the handful of like-minded people in your circle, people that are vibrating on the same wavelength, that want to create similar things in life, that want to create similar successes in life. It doesn't mean we all have to want to create the exact same thing. It just means that we all are running at the same pace. We all want to create something at the same pace. I mean, we don't all have to be wanting to go in the music industry. We don't all have to be wanting to, be doctors. But I know that there are people in the music industry and people that are doctors that work together because they know that they can create something amazing together in walking in their purpose together. And that's what this is about. That's what this is about, living your purpose and doing it now versus waiting 5, 10, 15 years. And like I always say, we are stronger together than we are separately. So let's walk down that hall to success together.